Welcome to the Childcare Director's Chair, the podcast for bold educators who are ready to lead, grow, and shake things up in early childhood education. Whether you're a teacher eyeing that lead role, a lead stepping into leadership, or a center owner dreaming big, this is your space to grow with purpose and leave your mark. Hosted by heart-centered leadership coach Erica Sacosio, each episode brings you real talk, actionable tools, and a contagious laugh or two, all designed to help you step into your next level with confidence. So pour your coffee, pop in those earbuds, and take your seat, because your leadership journey starts right now in the Childcare Director's Chair.
Hey guys, it's Erica here with the Childcare Director's Chair podcast, and I am so excited you are here today. I have a question for you. The childcare landscape is changing fast. Funding, advocacy, policy shifts are all reshaping what it takes to survive and thrive. And in this conversation, we are joined with Ms. McDonald. We're going to break down what childcare providers really need to know and be informed, because a lot of times, we hope, we pray, we duck, we cover, we cross our fingers. We can't do that. We need to know, what do we need to know to stay informed and funded at the table? So welcome to the show, my friend.
Hey, thanks for having me. I'm so excited to be here. But I'm really excited about this upcoming conference, though.
For sure. And I'm so appreciative you are flying out from California to Rhode Island, literally across the country, to really share this message of providers, we need to be aware, we need to be advocating, we need to be, using our voices to talk about where's the money gonna go? And it's a good thing that we're talking about money, right? Because pre-pandemic, we were not. So, there is this conversation about funding early childhood. We just want to make sure it gets funded in the right spots. So when we talk about the changing landscape of childcare, what are the most significant shifts that providers should be really paying attention to right now?
Right now, providers should have their ear to the ground, right? They should be connected. They should be plugged in and connected. And what I mean by that, plugged into national organizations such as Childcare Aware, the National Association for Family Childcare, NAEYC, the First 5 Years Fund, because these organizations are giving out real-time updates on what is going on in the funding world. So if you have not plugged in yet, this is your time to plug in. How do you do that? Go to their websites and sign up to be on their email listserv. There's somewhere on there, probably scroll all the way down at the bottom, join our email list, because they are giving real-time updates on what is going on in the policy world.
Yeah. You got to definitely get on Miss Cindy's list. Miss Cindy always gives the news really, really quick. Sometimes I get it from Miss Cindy before I get it from my state.
Yes.
So,
yes.
Well, they get it first.
Also, yes, and what you say, go to a trusted voice in the early care and education field. As you say, you'll get it first from someone like an early childhood educator that's really plugged in and connected from their platform, or from just, like you said, being on their email list, because we're giving out real-time updates really quickly. And also make sure you listen to trusted voices, right? Because there are a lot of people out here that'll say things that are false and not from the source. So make sure you go straight to the source to get the resources.
So what funding streams are available today that many childcare providers may be either overlooking or underutilizing?
So you know what? Even though we are in a really funny time, there are a lot of grants out there, right? There are a lot of organizations, philanthropy organizations that's offering grants. So what I tell family childcare educators and also center owners and directors, look up the private foundations in your state. Right? Because, and also not only look them up, but look up and see what do they offer? What do they fund? So there are a lot of early childhood education philanthropy organizations that fund early childhood education. They fund childcare. They fund women, or they fund initiatives that help women and children, homelessness. If your organization aligns with what they are funding, apply. There are a lot. And also startup grants. There are a lot of startup grants, and there's a lot of agencies that offer opportunities to pitch our business, and you get in a pitch competition. So it's time for early childhood educators to step out the box, right? There's so much different funding organizations out there, and maybe a little scarce just a little bit right now, but they're out there. I've seen about 4 or 5 on LinkedIn today. Also, plug into LinkedIn, right? Because there are a lot of organizations with a lot of information on LinkedIn. Make sure you follow all of the early childhood organizations, not just in your state, but nationwide.
I kind of chuckled because honestly, I could not have made this up. I had a LinkedIn account forever, and today I upgraded it and actually said, I'm going to start using this thing. I have not been on LinkedIn for like 2 years, honey. I'm like, I'm
Girl.
running. I know. I'm like, I'm running this conference. I'm like, all the people that I really need to connect with are on LinkedIn. I spend so much time on IG for 0 reasons. I'm like, I need to go on over to LinkedIn. So if you are on LinkedIn, please come find my profile, come connect with me. I want you as part of my network. So thank you for that. We didn't even plan that, but thank you for that. So if you're not in my LinkedIn, if you are not in the Child Care Director's Chair, LinkedIn, please do so.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And let me tell you, no, every social media platform, as you know, has their what I'm trying to say. Every social
Different
media
use, yeah.
Yes, has their different use, and yes. So IG is where it's at. That's where all the early childhood educators are. The savvy ones, I should say, are on IG, ones who are promoting their business. Our audience is on there. So, and you have done amazing on IG. That's where I see you at, right? LinkedIn, a lot of the early childhood agencies, professionals, consultants are on there. I mean, everything serves its purpose. So welcome to LinkedIn.
Sure.
Welcome back.
Well, thanks. I'm excited to use it.
Yeah.
So we'll get back on track, guys. You know how it is on this show. Anything goes. So how are recent policy changes impacting childcare programs at the ground level? Especially, I didn't give a whole lot of context, but you really live heavily in the family childcare space. So how is it impacting there?
Oh my gosh! Right now, I would say it's a crisis a little bit, right? And why I say that, because in some states with this Minnesota issue, right? It has caused other states to kind of really look into what is going on in their state, right? And especially those 5 states that are targeted, a lot of family childcare educators in some of those states aren't receiving their subsidy payments, right? And so a lot of family childcare educators, family childcare business, just childcare businesses in general, are one paycheck away from closing. And especially the ones who are serving almost 75 to 95% childcare subsidy. So with that being said, though, that's why it's so important for childcare businesses to invest in their business. And when I mean that, invest in different things that you can, different ways and avenues you can keep your doors open, different ways you can create different funding streams, right? To keep your childcare doors open. Think out the box. It is time to innovate. Childcare is never going to be the same as it used to be, right? So we as business owners have to find innovative ways to make sure that we are creating multiple streams of income within our business. It can be done. It's hard, but there's a lot of coaches out there. There's a lot of free resources out there. I would say find you a resource to help you keep your doors open if this is what you want to do. So but in some states, I'm in Texas, our funding has not been affected at all. So it's just sad in some areas. I have a couple friends in Minnesota. 2 of them have closed, and one of them on the brink of closing because they're not receiving any funding.
Yeah.
So,
I think we learned this lesson the hard way a long time ago at our school. We our state's system crashed. The billing system, the computer part crashed, and it took quite a bit of time for it to get back up. And we almost went out of business. We were about that one check away. Thank God we survived. But after that, we really thought about, wow, we need to diversify a little bit and make sure that we had a good mix of private pay and state pay, because if you're if that's what you have mostly, and that stops for any reason, even if you did nothing wrong and the system crashed, you're in trouble. You're in real trouble. So,
Yeah. Yep.
be smart and try to diversify.
Yes.
Why is advocacy no longer an option for childcare providers?
So because I have this saying, no longer will we say we do not have a seat at the table, we are the table. In fact, we've been the table, okay? The early childhood workforce. And so our voices matter. If we do not speak up for ourselves and what's best for us, what's best for our profession, what our childcare centers need across the nation, somebody else will. Right. And so right now we're also in an interesting time. If you have not noticed, there is a lot of maybe big corporations going in and purchasing childcare centers very quietly all across the United States. I like to call it regentrification of childcare. I've been saying this for a really, really long time, right? Very, very quietly taking advantage of opportunities, right? Right now, opportunity to purchase a childcare facility. I like to believe this, right? Well, I know this. Childcare is not going anywhere. Childcare is needed. We are the backbone to the workforce, right? And so we're going to come out of this time, just like the housing crisis happened. We had the housing crisis and stuff like that. It was bad. It was worse, but it was a buyer's market, right? Not a seller's market. So it's the same thing with childcare. Right now, it is a buyer's market. People are buying up. But what happens over time? History repeats itself.
They're buying your real estate is what they're buying.
Bingo. Bingo.
I can't tell you how many letters I have gotten to try to buy my schools in the last year and a half.
Exactly. Why? Because it's already established. You have everything in there that you need, right? Your greed trap, everything that you need to start up a business. Why? So when it does stabilize, when it does get better, when we do recover from all what's going on, right? Boom, bingo, prime opportunity. Then guess what? They'll fix it up and sell it right back to you at a high price.
Yeah.
Or just keep it. So that, and those are just my personal thoughts, but that's what's going on.
They're also so kind to offer option number 3. They'll buy your business from you, and then you can run it for them.
I want to do that.
I don't know, but like that's a real thing. It's kind of like framed like we'll take all the responsibility and take care of the bills, and we'll make sure you get paid, and you have the relationship with the families, and all those things. Yeah, it's interesting. It's an interesting time for sure.
Really interesting time, but it can be done. Like I said, childcare isn't going anywhere. It is time for owners, directors, and staff members to really, really get into the game. Make sure you are advocating for yourself, not just I advocate at all levels. Local, state, and national. But let me tell you something. The best advocacy and the most important advocacy is right there in your backyard, right?
Yeah.
Your city council, your county, or whatever parish, whatever it may be called in the state that you're in. Let me give you an example. Last week, our city mayor had a city forum just to get a city town hall to give updates on our city. Okay, so let me tell you, if you're out there listening, this is exactly how you advocate and speak up for yourself and for your profession. Our city mayor, just to keep it real quick, he said in the city of Arlington, right, we have had tremendous economic growth, 27,000 jobs in the last 2 years, 13 new corporations bringing their headquarters to Arlington, Texas, the Dallas Cowboys, the Rangers. We paid off the Cowboy Stadium 15 years earlier. Money, we can go, right? And we're on target to pay off the Ranger Stadium earlier. Young people, everyone is moving here, okay? So boom, I was ready. I knew at that instant that there are 118. So this is what I said. I repeated everything that he just said. Everything I said, I repeated to him, right? And I said, there are 27,000 jobs that just came to Texas. Corporations are here, moving here in masses, right? 13 of them. The entertainment district is booming. But guess what? We have 118 licensed for childcare facilities in the city of Arlington, 85 are childcare centers, 28 are childcare homes. And I added up the capacity. The capacity of that is 9,486. The math ain't mathing, Mayor, right? And
Yeah.
our mayor said, you know what, Jerletha, you're absolutely right. We have a problem. And guess what? We are going to get together to talk about forming a citywide childcare committee, just because you raised this topic. And then I followed up with that, right? And waiting on my appointment to get with our mayor to talk about, hey, this is what needs to happen. That is exactly how you advocate. Not only that, I also brought up that our waiting list is over 100,000 children on the subsidy waiting list. How can our city pull in some dollars to help compensate for people in the city of Arlington to send their children to these child cares who are participating on the Texas Rising Star quality rating system, and also provide just childcare for low-income children in the city of Texas, Arlington, Texas. So you see, that's just how I did, and it happened just like that. I got results immediately. Why? Because I knew my numbers, I knew what I was talking about, and I knew exactly where to go.
Yeah, you were prepared.
Bingo.
Being prepared. And I think the other thing that I want to say, because I'm very much a community girl, is that we need to advocate together. Stop being in silos.
my
If there is some, girl, let's just say it, right? If there is something that affects family child care providers and you run a center, you need to be there, and vice versa. Because the more of us that are together, the stronger our voices are. And we keep being put in silos, and they love that because they can break you down, right? You all, I advocated for childcare for everyone and affordable childcare, but I did not advocate to have my business shut down because now all the kids will be rerouted into public schools. That needs to be a mix. It needs to be a mixed model. Give parents a choice, just like they've always had. Because what are you going to do in the summer? Schools close in the summer, right? So then what? Then now you're looking for childcare, or when schools are closed, and I live in a snow place, so then it snows and PD days and vacation weeks, and or what happens at 3? I know my parents all don't pick up at 3, so from 3 to 6, where are those kids going? Are we putting 3-year-olds on a bus now, going to an after-school program? Like, enough is enough. Keep the kids where they are and invest in the programs that are already there, that have been doing it for decades.
Exactly.
That's my piece. That's what I got to say. But listen, guys, you got to get out there. You have to get out there. I know sometimes it's scary, but you got to do it. You got to do it. And we need you. We need each other.
That's a wrap for this episode of the Child Care Director's Chair, where we believe leaders aren't born, they're grown. If something sparked for you today, share it, shout it out, or pass it along to the next bold changemaker in childcare. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and stay connected with Erica Sacoccio for more real talk leadership tools and a whole lot of inspiration. Until next time, lead with heart, grow with fire, and always remember, the chair is yours. Now own it.